I just finished reading this book, The Magic of Thinking Big. It's not a book about spirituality or philosophy, but it's just, after reading it, it aligns so much with other spiritual texts and things that revolve around manifestation and creating your own reality and how it stems from your beliefs. And pretty much it just goes over, the entire book just goes over how every single thought that you have affects every single outcome. And we think about that and we're like, yeah, duh. But the truth is that how well do we actually put that into practice? We don't actually sit down and look at ourselves introspectively and actually audit our thoughts and think about the things that we think about, We don't pay attention to how we respond to certain circumstances. We don't think about how your outlook on one thing can affect everything, like a domino effect. I'm just going to read the back of this right here. You are what you think. Believe you can succeed, and you will. Think and dream creatively. Stretch your mind beyond small thinking. See what can be, not just what is. Look for possibilities and make them real. Turn defeat into victory. Find the opportunity in every situation. A goal is a dream acted upon. Use goals to help you grow. And there was a specific excerpt in this book that I'm going to try to find really quick and just share because of, like, damn, bro, homie spitting, bro. Desire, when harnessed, is power. Failure to follow desire to do what you want to do the most paves the way to mediocrity. And then this one here. The person determined to achieve maximum success learns the principle that progress is made one step at a time. A house is built brick by brick. Football games are won one play at a time. A department store grows bigger one new customer at a time. Every big accomplishment is a series of little accomplishments. The point of this is to recognize that when you combine having that awareness for your desire and then stretching and turning your mind into pretty much a machine that will create that desire and see opportunity in everything, that's when things really start working. Because the way the average person goes about life, they convince themselves out of doing things. They talk themselves out of pushing for new opportunities. They talk themselves out of taking risks. They talk themselves into thinking that they can't achieve something because of whatever reason that their mind creates. And one thing about this book, David, right? My guy David, he talked about there's two different types of assistants or like consultants in your mind, right? You have Mr. P and then you have Mr. N. Mr. P is Mr. Positive and Mr. N is Mr. Negative. When you go and you ask them for information and you consult them for their opinion, they're going to find any and every single piece of information to support their claim. That's how the subconscious mind works. If you want to, let's just say, make an extra 1K a month, but you feel like, there's no reason, or you just don't think it's possible because, the economy sucks and this and that, you're never going to find solutions, right? That's what happens when you consult Mr. N. But when you consult Mr. P, you say, okay, look, I can maybe scrape $100 right here. I can make $30 right here. And by the end of the month, I can make $1,000 by the end of the month extra. And just to like add on to that little point, $1,000 a month is $30 extra a day over the course of 30 days. Well, 33, give or take. But if you can't find a way to make an extra $30 in a day, you don't want it that bad, or you're consulting Mr. N. And it's like every single little thing and every single way that you think predicates how your reality and how your experience will actually be. And when you read spiritual books, they talk about visualization and manifestation and, believing believing faithfully that things will work out in the way that you want it to work out. But sometimes that doesn't work for somebody who's pragmatic and somebody who's like super logical. Like, it's literally just about reframing your mind and reframing every single thought that you have into something that's constructive, into something that expands, not contracts. Like, I'll just give an example. My attitudes at work. I used to hate going to work. Just because I'm like, yo, I had an ego. I feel like I should be making more money than this. Like, this job is beneath me. These customers are annoying. I'm tired. I'm wasting my time. But then I started thinking about it differently after getting my way through this book. And instead of thinking about it one type of way, now I say, yo, I'm really appreciative of work because it allows me to get money, to invest in myself, to do certain things. And because I'm able to invest in myself, that will further bring me along the course of making more and more money. And, I show up, I assume that every single customer is in a great mood. I'm always in a great mood, and I'm always going to assume that, things are just going to work out well. And I'm not going to lie, bro, they've been working out a lot better than they used to be, and my attitude is way different. And it literally stemmed just from changing the way that I think about small little things. Like, no longer entertain anything that doesn't align with how I want to feel and how I want to create a specific type of life for myself. And just in doing that and going back and thinking about the ways that I think and paying attention to how that I respond to certain types of new stimulus or certain types of interactions or just things that happen to me, or even just how I respond to like my actions in the past, right? Just changing those and changing the framework on the way that I think just about little things turns into big things. And then magic of thinking big is like, how big can your goals get? Because I personally believe that as a human, we were put here to achieve anything that we want to achieve. But there's so many things conspiring against us and keeping us distracted, keeping us lustful, keeping us entertained and unfocused, keeping our minds filled and cluttered with nonsense that keeps us away from our higher self and our higher creativity and doesn't allow us to tap into what we need to actually tap into, right? So now, since I had this new perspective, and I want you to be able to have this perspective, is, bro, there's infinite possibility, and it can only get as big as you want it to get. So what I've been doing in an exercise that I'm going to invite you to do is just think about one small goal that you have, right? And what's the wildest thing that you can think related to that goal, but expanded, right? So let's say, we already know that I trade. Let's just say I've been struggling with payouts or trying to make money. I want to make an extra 2K a month in my bank account. I'm like, okay, how is that possible? I've been struggling and I feel like things aren't working and this, and that. So all I keep doing is looking for evidence that it's not working, right? That's not me expanding. How can I expand? All right, what is working? And then what actions are making me successful? How do I focus on those? And then I need to remove the things that are keeping me from being successful. But also, what if I made more than $2,000 a month? How is that possible? What if I believe, or not even I believe, I'm not even at the point of belief yet. I'm just gonna think about, just as a creative exercise, making 20,000, right? And then, okay, let me consult Mr. P, Mr. Positive. I want to be able to make $20,000 a month. I think it's possible, but I don't know how. Your subconscious mind is going to go to work and figure out how to make that happen. Things are going to start showing up on your Instagram feed, on your TikTok feed. You're going to start seeing random opportunities. Like, it's so crazy the way that things work. I recently just started playing the bass guitar, right? This bass guitar right here. I used to play this all the time and I stopped and I started playing again. And I've been thinking about how I want to meet new musicians and I want to get better and I want to start playing with other musicians and just become more of a creative person in all aspects. And suddenly now I'm meeting more musicians. Like, the universe and your mind will always conspire to give you the things that you think about. So it's very important to think big and to think positively and opportunistically. I think that's the word. That's all I got for the video. But I'm gonna be doing these regularly. I'm gonna be doing these regularly. So it's just another video with CEO of Growth. I'm excited to keep growing with y'all.